And welcome to part 32. Last time! Oh, that's lovely. Last time, shit went down and this is wrong. What the fuck is going on here? So for those who don't know, I just pressed the resume from latest save button for Steam there, but that was weird. I have not seen that before. I'm gonna want to clip that at some point then, and maybe post that on the Reddit. See if anyone else has had that visual occur again. Anyway, last time, Ash shot the sheriff. No, not the sheriff. He shot the Emperor.
The Imperial government has declared martial law.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this on the festival. God damn it.
A military command center has been established, and Governor General Rufus has been appointed as its interim representative. Further, as of this morning, railway access has been severely restricted, not only in Heimdall, but throughout all of Erebonia.
Extra, extra! His Majesty has been shot by a military student with an unknown background. Is this sabotage from a foreign country? Was it one of those four students? A foreign country? It could only be... And yes, you might be thinking, but Ash is from Erebonia, right? It doesn't matter. It's the propaganda that's necessary. We do get some pen shots and some characters being all like, which did include Fifi, Lynn, and of course Josette, who happens to be in Heimdall. Yay! If only she was a party member. Oh well. Can't always have returning party members. This series has enough of that.
We are currently using every resource at our disposal to determine the suspect's background. We will share this information with all of you the moment we are certain, so I ask that you wait for now, and above all, stay strong. I understand your anger, your sorrow, and your fear, and feel them just as keenly, if not more. And so I pledge to you, we will uncover the truth of this incident.
At least these guys are still able to train. But everything is indeed all ominous, and Barbara just like, man, why did this have to happen? So it should probably surprise no one that I hope you enjoyed using Ash. He ain't gonna be usable. I think I just how many panic shots there are with all the different places in Heimdall with people just listening in on the radio. But
this is the morning news broadcast for Trista. We're told the Emperor's current status is still critical. At this point, it's hard to determine whether or not he'll be able to recover. We now have a message from Prince Olivert to share with you.
The Emperor has yet to regain consciousness. We cannot yet let our guards down. Do not become lost in rumors and hearsay. Remain steadfast and support one another through this dark
Olivert. The general public always listen to rumors and hearsay. That's just what they do.
And illuminate the path ahead.
Oh, pardon me. Just had breakfast, so. And a much earlier time than I did yesterday. I will not regale what I was up to yesterday, other than dying from the heat. So, you know. If you suddenly see me suddenly be on fire, then don't worry, that's just the weather getting to me again. How awful. I hear the Empress and Princess Alphen are still unconscious. They fainted. They didn't get shot. Okay, I'm being rather mean. They did just see their own family get attempted assassinated at the moment. It could turn into fully, oh yeah, he's dead. Very quickly, though. Oh, Adios, please guide us. And we get a shot of Rean having arrived in Heimdall, and specifically at the cathedral. This will be important later. And finally, we pan over to the Field Exercise camp, where, of course, they're keeping a very close eye on it, because, well, Ash was there during during a portion of the field exercises, due to being a student.
I never thought Ash would... We had our differences at first, but he wasn't a bad person. After everything we overcame together, we grew to understand each other. And I know now, there is absolutely no way he's the kind of person who would commit such an atrocity.
Doesn't matter, Kurt. Kurt, you are completely wrong on this matter. He is the one that would commit that kind of thing, because he just did. But, yeah, something must obviously have been at play here.
I agree. He was definitely a troublemaking punk. But he wasn't selfish or irresponsible. And despite his lone wolf tough guy act, he'd always help us when we needed him.
Pardon me.
But looking back, something may have been a little off about him.
It was quite the surprise to hear he was from Hamel.
Oh, that foreign country Hamel. Ooh. They'll rue the day. Wait, hang on. Did the other two people who survived Hamel beat Ouroboros at least at one point? Haha! Ash is obviously part of Ouroboros. Let's go kill those snakes. Oh, if only it was that simple. Oh well.
Tita, you knew someone else who was born there, right?
Yeah. I didn't know there was another survivor.
Nobody did till Cole's still free. It's almost like as if they created a new character out of thin air and being like, haha, we'll just
He's in
apply
Liberal
this
right
thing
now.
to it.
I'd like to contact him if possible.
Unfortunately,
to Joshua.
we can't use the communication network, and we're not allowed to board Panzer's soldats. To be honest, I'm beginning to worry about Altina, too.
Well, for some reason, Altina's not here. Actually, that's a lie.
Maybe we
know
should have
why.
stopped her from
But the game
going.
will explain in flashback form. I remember this. Who else I should say they have fun playing with as party members? Nah, I won't go into it just yet. Meanwhile, Rean is understandably angry.
Never thought that kid could have done something like that. It's my fault. Even though he seemed like he was tough, I always knew he was a bit unstable too. I should have done something about it after our trip to Hamel. But I kept getting sidetracked by other problems.
As you do.
I failed him as his instructor. That's not true, Rean. This is my first time being an instructor, and I'm still a total half-ass. Toe is new here too. Can't just expect to be perfect at it after only a few months.
There's being less than perfect at teaching people how to, you know, be in the military or whatnot, because military academy and all that, and a student of yours attempting to kill the emperor of your nation. I'm just gonna put that one out there.
That's right, Rean. I think the important
But
thing
Rean,
is
of
what
course,
you
is
do next.
taking it in the worst way possible because it's Rean Shorter.
Altina's already hard at work, right?
Well,
2 hours prior.
I received a message through the emergency channel. We've been called to gather. I must report to Intelligence Division HQ.
But...
Are you going to be okay? Right now, things are...
There is no need to worry. I'm sure Milliam and Major Arundel will be there as well. However, I'm more worried about Ash.
Well...
What he did was so out of the blue. There must be something going on behind the scenes.
And that black haze. I bet it had something to do with it.
That's the only conclusion I can come to.
It's possible he was being controlled by some manner of chemical or hypnosis. It is also fairly likely something of a magical nature was involved as well.
This is Trails after all, so yeah, something magical can certainly fit
Therefore,
Bill
I will
at all
attempt to gain
times.
as much information as possible. I refuse to leave a fellow member of Class 7 behind.
Yeah.
Allie.
You've grown a lot.
I agree. She's become very dependable.
Even if you've been summoned, don't forget, you're still a student of Thor's. If they try to limit your actions, let us know through the emergency comm network. I'll come get you, even if I need to use Valimar to do it.
Instructor Rean.
Yeah, us too. We'll definitely come help you.
No matter what.
Please be careful.
Thank you, everyone. I will do my best not to cause you trouble.
You're right. I can't afford to fall behind my students. The principal and all the others are doing everything they can too. Seems like the principal went to the authorities and Michael went to IMP headquarters. I hope they've made some progress. Oh. When could it be? Yeah, it's someone from old Class 7. And it's Milliam! Oh, Milliam.
Rean, is Tilly there?
No, she got an urgent call from the Intelligence Division 2 hours ago. But you didn't?
Nope, not me. Lecter's busy with something too. So that means I'm too late.
Oh dears. Well, I hope you had fun playing with Altino in the party. Too late. What's going on?
Oh no, it's nothing. I'll take care of it, so don't worry.
Hey, Milliam! Altina. Milliam, so she can't get a hold of Altina either? I thought the Princess' little trick let us connect anywhere. Yeah, but it's not working. It seems I've kept you waiting. Ah. My apologies for being late. Principal, Major Michael. Well, any news? Carbine's still in a coma, is in the custody of the Railway Military Police. Regarding that nonsense about him being a spy for the Republic, I've requested the authorities to rescind their statement, but they're refusing. Damn it. No. Although there's no question a crime was committed, we must ascertain his motive, background, and any abnormal symptoms. If by chance he was being controlled, we must determine the true culprit. I guarantee his safety until all the details are known. Major. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. I don't need your gratitude, he was one of my students too. Anyway, aside from Carbine, it seems things are becoming even more dire. Huh? I need you to gather all students in Car 3. The government will make an important announcement and we've been instructed to listen to it. Everyone over to car number 3. I'm being way too joyous for this part of the game where everything's meant to be all serious and all that. This brings me back right before the Civil War began. Well, I was about to say Shades of Cold still won, but the radio's done it for me, so hey, that's cool. Oh yeah, when the Blood Iron Chancellor was shot.
We cannot. We must not. And we will not. With blood and with iron, we shall mete out justice.
And then boom, I've been shot, oh no.
Well played, Armbrust.
What's the security like this time? All boats within a 3,000 yard radius are on full alert. Our security airships patrolling the area too. And
Dearest people of Heimdall, and all citizens of Erebonia, I am Cedric Ryce Arnor, son of Emperor Ugent.
Thankfully, we don't have to watch a JPEG while words happen. We get a black screen instead. Yay! Okay, it's loading. It's got to load Drago's Plaza. Pardon me.
The Emperor yet remains in critical condition. Needless to say, we have the most skilled doctors available to attend to him. But we would greatly appreciate if everyone would pray for Adios to see him through this. However, this incident demonstrates without a shadow of a doubt the scope of the threat looming over our nation, and the identity of the foreign power that orchestrated this tragedy. In my father's stead, as Crown Prince, I hereby entrust the fate of our nation to a man I'm sure you may all be familiar with, Chancellor Gileath Osborne. Alongside him will be Governor General Rufus Alberea, who has already proven himself instrumental in overseeing the military command center.
I am Rufus Alberea, interim representative during this period of martial law. We are still in the process of investigating the events that occurred at Valflame Palace. However, we have identified the weapon that was used.
Yep, the only thing that they need. The weapon.
It was a handgun manufactured in the Republic of Calvard. It was a Verne Company make. It was made of a material that allowed it to pass through metal detectors without being discovered. Further, it has come to light that in the past few days, nearly 100 Calvardian spies had infiltrated Heimdall.
It's a good thing that actually
I am Gileath Osborne, Chancellor of the Empire of Erebonia.
You're bullshitting. But
it pains me beyond description that we can do nothing more for His Majesty than simply pray he pulls through. My inability to prevent this tragedy leaves me shaking with shame and regret.
Sure it does.
But I ask you, is this the time to cower in our homes? To sit and wait and worry? No, it is most emphatically not. After countless instances of military activity at our borders, our neighbor has finally become brazen enough to send spies into our capital.
Pardon me. So there are a number of NPCs you can spot that are of that we have seen throughout the game or not seen yet.
The message they have sent us is clear.
Well, at least haven't seen in like forever, basically, in terms of the amount of time playtime.
For hundreds of years now, they have been a menace to our nation. But this is no less than a declaration of war. We can no longer ignore the threat at our eastern borders. The Republic of Calvard.
Oh dears, war is being declared.
Needless to say, we would be foolish to take such a country lightly. Their size and military might are nearly equal to our own. Therefore, In order to survive, we must make a decision.
We must put aside the difference between noble and commoner, between individuals and organizations. In order to overcome this dire threat to our way of life, every citizen of Erebonia must come together as one. To enable such a feat, we will establish a new law in the coming days. It shall be known as the National Mobilization Law!
And the crowd seems to be very joyous for this mobilization law that's being set in place. Meanwhile, back in the field exercise camp, the National Mobilization Law? The heck's that about? It sounds pretty scary. It's a political science term. We learned it in Instructor Torres class, remember? Yes, a way by which the government can leverage absolute power over its citizens to prepare the entire country for war. It gives the government full control over people, businesses, groups, even entire provinces. Then that means, yeah, I wrest the last of the power that the nobles had out from their hands. Political scientists have been debating over whether or not a crisis like this would ever even happen. That actually happened, but no matters. Now that it has, it will be used to justify things like confiscation of property and drafting. Are you serious? Huh, an ideal environment for a dictator. But a nightmare for the people, though there are a few ways for the government to sugarcoat it so they don't even notice. So that's what they meant. The surface and what lies beneath intertwining, just like His Majesty and the Chancellor said. Rean, so everything's starting to connect. Wait, then that means Ash was a convenient pawn or a prepared sacrifice. Either way, it seems some giant wheels have been set in motion, the likes of which we can't even imagine. But this is simply speculation. And Rean gets phoned. And at an important time like this too.
Emma, Gaius.
Specifically class 7.
Rean, are you at camp?
We need to meet up and talk about everything that's happening, including that speech just now. Also, there are some people you need to meet.
I have no issue with it. How about you?
Very well. We'd like to know the situation ourselves. But how do we leave the camp?
Good point. I don't think the Imperial Defense Force is just gonna let us waltz out of here.
Right, but we need to find an excuse so they'll let Rean out.
Oh, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
And Celine, who has made it here through walking. Meow, as they would say.
Celine!
What? Is that Class 7's...
Ah, so the familiar's here.
Shut up and follow me! Get moving already!
Follow you where?
Do you recall that old oak tree in the center of camp? I'll summon a magic circle by it that will let you travel through the spirit veins.
This is actually a good strategy to get Rean out of the camp.
You can do that?
Man, this magic stuff sure is handy.
Indeed is, Mandy.
Take us with you.
Enter what remains of Class 7. Well, new Class 7.
You guys.
Hey, all of you.
Don't try to claim this doesn't concern us. Ash is our classmate.
We're worried about Altina too, so please let us go with you.
Come to think of it, this totally falls under our special ops missions, right?
Yes.
All right. Class 7, resume special ops missions.
Yes, sir!
I don't care which of you tags along, let's just go already.
I need all of you to be careful.
If things get dangerous, give us a call.
If you're going to go, at least make sure you're fully prepared.
May Aeos watch over you. Take care.
And so we now get to the splash screen for the final chapter. for whom the bell tolls. I have to say it like that. I have to. They set me up and I go swinging. I ain't no Headfield though, that's for sure. There, that old tree. It is quite an old tree actually. We're gonna use this to teleport? Oh, Yuna, you need to learn. The power of nature is amazing. This will be my first time traveling fire magic. Before we leave, we need to check all of our equipment. Alright, once we're ready, we'll head to the old tree. Altina and Ash have left the party. We get a whole bunch of droplets. And more importantly, that does mean that we do get all their shit back. I would hope at least we do. I don't actually know if we do. We definitely get their quartzes though. Diva now no longer is being mained by Altina, and same goes for Scorpio, no longer being used by Ash. Which does mean we get the quartz back at the very least. So if there was something that you had on one of them and you really want it on someone else, you can now switch it over. Which is good news for any of my other potential healers. Oh yeah, this is blood only. What have we got? Oh yeah, we've got Mars Gem, which is a... better than Strike 2 actually. Right, okay. Important factors. First off, you know, I've actually considered it. I'm gonna put Gungnir on Rean. Now, we can just rush right into the tree if we really decide to. However, there are other things going on here. First of all, if we go over to Stark, well, first of all, this cutscene place. Are you two pulling the supplies? I'm surprised the Imperial Defense Force hasn't tried to stop you. Well, they did give us a warning, but they let us go after we told them we were just cleaning things out. So if you need anything, just pretend you're sorting some luggage. You sure are a crafty one, Stark. Thanks, we appreciate the help. I'm worried about the Emperor too, of course, but I can't stop thinking about what happened with Ash. Like, maybe someone drugged him or something. Kind of think of it, there were some cases of strange drugs in Crossbell a couple years ago. Either way, we'll have to make sure the government doesn't slack off on their investigation. I'm sure if they looked into things, they'll go easy on Ash. You both really believe in Ash, don't you? Yes, of course. He's one of our irreplaceable friends, after all. Aw, friendship. An irreplaceable friend. Do you hear that, Ash? Oh, so just as a point of reference...
Gotta restock?
So, anyway. So first of all, Stark sells an extra issue if you want to get it for all your various things that you need to do through getting
Take care.
Secondly, what Yuna is referring to is, of course, the drug that the GG cult was making back in Trials from Zero. Thankfully, the GG cult seemed to be nowhere to be seen around here, thankfully. Also, pro tip for this part, sort Rean's equipment out now. There was a side quest that involves him and him alone. Which is why we're making sure he is fully ready.
How refreshing.
We over to Kawan. Make sure that you've done everything you can with every single person that's around here if you really want to. This is called the final day. There is no more days to be looking forward to. 718. This is it. Also, talking to Aurelia. All that's left to do now is wait for the machines. Principal Legrin. Oh, don't worry your pretty little heads about it. So, Schwarzer, how's that power of yours treating you lately? Well, I able to control it better than I could, but I see. In our current situation, you'll find yourself needing to rely on it more than ever. Would you say there's a chance of you losing control of it again through overuse? Well, if he tries to force it out, there's certainly still a risk of that. In that case, how about you give me a taste of that power? Right here and now. Wait, now? Right here in the camp? Well, I can't say it wouldn't be good training. Don't you think it would be a bit risky in that current situation? Haha, pay no mind to the Imperial Defense Force. At the end of the day, this is our field of sight. Besides camp, I'll take care of things on that front. Sure, if you're afraid you might lose control, I won't force you. But provided we don't get too crazy, it shouldn't cause any significant disruptions. Besides, you've got me here. And we can accept the offer. Alright, I'll unleash my power against you, if you're okay with that. Haha, excellent. And ever greater height has begun. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. This should do. I didn't expect you to be here. Lady Aurelia, how can I help you? Please tell me what is going on. Oh, this is just a distraction. I'm about to teach swords here a lesson. A lesson? Well, use of weapons is prohibited. I'm already following most of the rules as is, so I appreciate you cutting me some slack. But, in any event, how do you justify treating a student of the Branch Campus like a dog or cow without any proof whatsoever? If you do not wish to irritate me any further, then be a dear and keep quiet for a while. By the way, I'd appreciate it if you pass my sentiments along to your superiors. We do not want to complicate the situation by causing any additional issues. First, we will just pretend like we didn't see anything. Besides, a duel between Rean and Aurelia wouldn't mean anything, as she shut them down so aggressively. I expect nothing less from our principal. I suppose I underestimated you. Ha, it happens all the time. Alright then. Unleash your full strength. Okay. On the bright side, we do start in spirit unification form. This is something really amazing. Yeah, what incredible power. It's so impressive every time I see it. Here I go! Haha! Come!
Now, give it your
good!
all.
She gets first attack, but I get the health up to nullify it.
It's my turn!
Naturally, since we're only utilizing Reed, Raging Fire is the only thing we can do. No sledgehammer is allowed, unfortunately.
I'm up! Roar! Healing strike! It's my turn! Roar! Healing strike! Let's go! Roar! Healing strike!
And we broke Aurelia.
It's my turn!
And we have enough time to do another healing.
Healing strike!
Interesting.
I'm up! Roar!
Oh, I maybe should have changed to Iron Will. She's gonna ask Craft.
Show me you can withstand.
That's such an onslaught. Please live, please live, please live. One thing I should have done is maybe equip Sophia, actually.
Your end comes!
So I could survive a Rakshasa onslaught.
Ha! Rakshasa! Onslaught!
Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, that kills. And so, if you want the rewards, you're gonna have to win the fight.
Now, give it your all.
Oh, we don't get the health retention thing.
I'm up!
I need to check. Did I at least... Okay, I have access to Chrono Burst. That's useful. That is useful, actually.
Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Raging Fire Formation! It's my turn! Roar! Healing strike! I'm up!
Can I Chrono Burst again? I can. But then all those second turns are going to just be me.
Roar! Healing strike! Let's go! Roar! Healing strike! Let's go!
Well, now we'll Chrono Burst.
I'm up! Roar! Healing strike! I'm up!
Now, I do need to check. What have I got item-wise? Do I have anything that allows me to just nullify damage? I don't think I do. Darn.
Turn to dust! Prismatic Blade!
I'm up! Roar! Healing strike!
Interesting.
I'm up! Form up! Iron Will formation! Let's go! Ha! I'm up!
Don't really have any stuff I would want. Let's use a terror bomb this time to make sure I've definitely got max health. And hope that Iron Will is enough.
I'm up! Get back!
Show me.
Right, we've seen about an onslaught.
I can still
Oh,
fight.
I was right on what I was doing. Wait, we're using a terror bomb?
I'm up! Let's go! Raging fire formation! Let's go! Roar!
We shouldn't need to worry about another attack onslaught for the time being. Damage is getting 2 turns in a row.
It's my turn!
We're getting into item, otherwise with... Actually...
Roar! Healing strike!
Yeah, we broke.
Let's go!
Okay.
Arcane! Gale!
Yay, we dodged!
I'm up! Form up!
I'm gonna Iron Will.
I'm up! Roar!
Because of those guard break and we should
Healing
kill.
strike!
There was always a chance we could miss.
Well done.
There's always that percentage chance.
This
But
is
we did
the
it!
blade of the 8
Phew.
leaves.
Doing so means that we'll get the AP. And that's a good thing. But we'll always get more than that. I somehow managed. So this is your power. I have withstood it. Haha. Looks like even I'm no match for you, Principal Aurelia. Haha. There's no need to be so humble. Your sword is apparently strong. So strong, in fact, that if you continue to sharpen your skills, you will undoubtedly achieve true greatness someday. I think you may be overestimating me. So what exactly is true greatness? I think I remember Viscount Arcee mentioning something about it. It's difficult to explain, but you can think of it as a milestone or goal that all martial artists strive to reach. So it's basically the power to grasp the true nature of something. Yeah. I mean, not only to understand it, but to be able to put it into action. To be honest, I believe Principal Aurelia has already attained such standing. I don't really get it, but it sounds impressive, I guess. In any case, with this battle you have grown once again, and you shall grab hold of even more from here on. If you continue to do so, you'll be able to see the light no matter how difficult the situation. Principal Aurelia. Thank you so much. I feel a little more confident in myself than I was before. Pardon me all the words. And with your words behind me, I'll keep on striving towards greatness. And the quest is complete. We get a whole bunch of mirrors. And we get Gold Dragon, a new order. Also means stats increase. Now, there is actually one other thing we can do actually with items that I haven't actually been doing. And that is utilizing the droplets. Where are they? You see, the droplets here, they give stats. Now, doesn't matter who we give it to. Yes, I'm just going to give it all to Rean. Should I have done this a while ago? Yes. But as you can see with the health one, it is solely in increments of 10. This is what happens when you have all these droplets! Except for magic. Stack it on music. All my years of WWE submission mini games has come to fruition. I was able to spam that stuff. Anyway, I want my CP back, so let's head into a car. No, that's car 3. Well, while I choose car 3 out of stupidity, as per usual, you can talk to the various NPCs that are around, of course. They are there. There is dialogue. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We've done exactly what we need to do. Oh, right. The order. Gold Dragon! It's basically... I think it's basically Angelica's. A crit plus 50%. Insight for 2 turns. Huh. Very, it's something. The potential copy and pasteness of it aside, let us head on out. Here. This is a blind spot from the entrance. Yes, this will do. Now to expand the teleportation cycle. Are you ready? Then we shall teleport away. Yes. Let's do this. Whoa. So this is a teleportation cycle. Alright, here we go. It's been a while since we utilised the spirit veins to maneuver. And maybe Instant Gold still too. As like a full on, this is how we have to move. Wait, is this? Himmel Cemetery. We were transported all the way here in the instant.
Rean!
And along comes the old Class 7.
Guys!
It's everyone from the old Class 7.
Minus Milliam.
I'm glad you made it out. Good work, Celine. It was nothing.
Oh, so you all came with him?
That's right.
We may slow you down a little, however.
Not at all. It will be a relief to have you with us.
All this concerns you guys just as much as it does us.
Milliam isn't with you after all.
Yes, she rushed off this morning, and I haven't been able to contact her since. What in the world could she be doing at a time like this?
When she called you, it seemed like she was worried about Allie, right?
Yeah, something's definitely going on. We'll just have to leave it to Milliam for now.
Yes.
I'm worried. But I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Like I said over the phone, there are some people we need to introduce you to. We'll be meeting them at Heimdall Cathedral. Oh, the cathedral. If we're going to see where we need to change out of our uniforms, the only one here that would be a concern would be Kurt. Clearly they're not in uniform otherwise. We'll be spotted instantly if we walk in there wearing these. But if we use the underground passages, that would get us to the race course. Unfortunately, we can't go that way. The Heimdall military police are all over those tunnels investigating. That's well disposed for hiding out, so we probably don't want to get caught there. With this many people, we're going to stick out no matter where we go. No, we'll be okay. Let's just head straight to the southern gate. They have a checkpoint set up there, but we'll be able to get through. That's right, I'll be able to help too. To the surprise of everyone. I plan to use one of your spells to cast through, Emma. Emma, I understand, but you two, Gaius? I always knew he was a witch. Anyway, is he? Alright, we'll leave that to you two. Let's all head to the southern gate. Roger. Class 7, let's move out. Yes. Glad that's finally decided. I've got some mobile bikes ready for us, which allows us to just transport there very quickly. In addition, I've bought some horses if we need them. Great, good work on the fast travel, guys. But yes, we now have all of Class 7 that is going to be here for the rest of the game. Which means now's a good time to sort out everyone's ornaments and just double check to make sure they're all as you want them to be. Can I have domination on Laura? He's got something. Ellie has a ring. Would I want Mobius on him actually? Because thinking through, Titania is available. Magius is available. That's been put on the list. I don't know why that's happened. Yeah, that's only really for offensive arts. Okay, does all this make sense? Is Magius actually making sense here? I'm gonna say no. Personally. I think... Well, there's something like Zephyr. I'm just gonna double check all these. Weapons is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Obviously, maybe one or two of the quarters I could upgrade. But these do matter the most. Is Keeper the wisest decision for Kurt? Probably is, actually, thinking it through. Speaking of which... what's the Shijum give? Diamond Nova and go for HP recovery. Sure, we'll go for the Kurt. Why not? Yeah. Anyways, if I want to sort more out, I can do so later.
Oh, the sky is making me uneasy.
It's as though it's foreshadowing the worst of what's to come.
The spirit veins are a mess too.
Welcome to the South Austria Highway for one final time. I've been saying that a lot. We can hop on a bike. Sadly, with bike sayings, it's literally like... Alyssa, Unica, and Sarah alongside me can actually drive them. Everyone else are passengers. Yay.
Let's get going.
So weird not having Tina attached to Rean on the bike. And yes, there is a monster just over there if you really want to go and kill something. You don't have to though. Just right into the south gate will connect you to here. Hamdar military base checkpoint. Security is really high. Everyone came through here to get to the cemetery, right? Yes, we said we were going to visit a grave. But it won't seem suspicious if we went too. That's right, just like normal. Let's go. Stop! Oh, I remember you from earlier. What about them? Who are the others? No outfits. As expected. Thank you for your service. By the way, I'd like to take a look at this. What? And Gaius flashes a medal to do with the shining jade winds. I mean, I already explained what a dominion is.
Let your opposed powers be as a gale across the skies of their souls.
God compels you. Okay. That's...
We are acting on orders for our mission. The students of the branch campus are accompanying us for this mission. There is nothing strange about us being here.
There's nothing strange about
Please inform the other members of the military police to allow us to pass, should they see us.
Damn Jedi mind tricks. Mission. Nothing unusual about that at all. Huh? Understood. You may pass through. I will notify the other patrol squads. Hehe, thank you. Now, if you will excuse us. Well, that was easy. I don't even know what happened. Transportation spell was amazing, but that spell of hers was something else. But is it just me, or is there something more to it? There sure is. If that information is shared, the hypnosis will spread to each recipient. Wouldn't that put all the military police under your spell? This is far more powerful than what you could do during the Civil War. My nose! Ah! It was Gaius' spell that made all this possible, right? Gaius' spell? It did something that metal-looking thing. Could it be? Well, in any case, let's head to the capital. We'll be able to clear everything up over there, right? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to explain. Well, the trail's still up and running. Yeah, the tram came at the perfect time. Yeah, how convenient. Alright, let's get on. Large group of people on the tram today. Yeah, fair enough. They gotta get to their homes possibly after all that martial shutdown and all that. From what I've heard, things have been pretty hectic in the city. Yeah, ever since that speech, the mood's turned pretty dark. I mean, ever since the Emperor's been shot, the mood's been quite dark out here. But yeah, okay, we'll go with that one. I heard my dad and the whole 4th Armored Division has been stationed here. Courageous has resumed its patrol flight starting this morning. In addition to my father, it seems Prince Oliver and Tova have been summoned as well. My dad objected to the new bill, but I heard he was completely shut down. Sounds like they've already started bending the Imperial Chronicle to their whims. Isn't that a blunt assessment indeed? I was told they're reinstating the ban on the Basic Guild too. There were notifications the West and East branches would be reclosed. I know sometime sooner or later. I didn't expect it to be this sooner though. The whole thing with His Majesty aside, it seems like they saw everything coming from a soldier way. Yeah, and they've gone so far as to spin yesterday's incident to suit their needs. The Blood and Iron Chancellor, of course my brother is leading his aid as well. Prince Cedric too, most likely. Kurt, perhaps you should pay your home a visit. I saw Ori at the training area this morning. She seemed quite worried about you. I see. However, I can't allow myself to leave during a time like this. A time like this is exactly when you should go visit. Agreed, you should let them know you were able to make it in time, Dar. What about you, Instructor? You haven't gotten in touch with Elise yet, right? If we're headed to Sanct anyway, you may as well go see her. Yeah, I think I'll do just that. Alyssa is pondering things. Alyssa? What's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking back to when Sharon left this hotel this morning. She left? Was she meeting with Chairman Arena? Nah, I don't think that was it. The more I think about it, the more something feels off. Sorry, I'm probably just overthinking things. That was a while ago, so she's probably at the hotel now. Back at the hotel. The hotel's in the Sankt District too, right? Maybe we can check while we're there.
The next stop is Heimdall Central Station. Heimdall Central Station. Please make sure you have all your belongings before exiting the tram.
Anyway, let's get moving. We still got time before we're all meeting up, right? That's right. They told us we have time to finish our errands before we go. As long as we make it to the cathedral not much later than noon, we should be fine. Okay, and let's check the situation at the capital first. We can make our rounds and get acquainted with everyone. We should inform the others of our plan. No, pardon me. Yeah, good idea. I'm sure they'd be surprised to hear we're gone off without telling them. Pardon me. We also have access to the West Austria Highway for some weird reason. Even though there's no real reason to go there. We can go to all the various districts and talk to people that happen to be about there. Or we could just head straight to the Sankt District, because that's really the only real objective that's going on at this point. I'm not saying don't, like, obviously checking on every situation possible is valid and you can do. And there are sub-events dotted all over the place, especially in the Sankt District.
The Heimdall Cathedral.
It feels oddly quiet around here. Let's go inside after we've finished any other business we have.
The door is locked. It's a surprise to no one when it comes to the embassy. Looks like the embassy's completely closed. Well, they basically declared war with them after all. You have to accept that diplomatic relations have been severed completely. One of the other officials still here would be deported as well. Oh, and that clerk. They've already done it. That means the government is serious. That means you have to be ready for anything. It's no less for us here. We need to go forth and find our way. Right. There's also checking out the hotel, seeing if Sharon has returned safely and all that. Heading into this room. Alright, okay, at least. Sorry for asking you to do this. I'd do anything for Rean's sister. Depending on what Alyssa does, we may be family Sheesh. Grandfather. What is this I pray tell hearing? Slap, 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 slap. Anyways. We all walk in, because better to be in the room than not. Rean! Oh, you're here. Welcome. This is quite a spectacle. Rean, Muse, everyone. Thank goodness you're all okay. I just heard about your situation from these two. I see. You must have come here because you were worried about Instructor Rean. I won't deny it, but I was also hoping to get a hold of the princess. That's certainly worth the worry, especially considering what happened yesterday. Her father was, and right before her eyes too. Not to mention that speech our younger brother gave today. Hey, Fee. I talked to the two of them outside earlier. I had the opportunity to meet at least during the inspections in Crossbell. I had my people connect with the communication department at the Imperial Palace. They're not very security conscious, so it should work out. I suppose we did just finish with the communication system in Flamefell Palace. Foulflame Palace, even. It will be hard to do so directly, but that should be a good way to get a hold of her. I'm about to contact them now. If things go well, you can talk to her. With negotiations upon Marina and Gwyn on the controls, a call was successfully made. And meeting of Princess Alphen was indeed set up. I was surprised to hear that Gwen and Cherry and Rean were contacting me, but I never thought it'd be Elise, alongside Rean and the others. Princess, I'm glad to get to see your face. His Majesty, how is he? There haven't been any updates. He's still in critical condition. But this morning, the medical college brought in a famous doctor. Is that the doctor who treated Shower, and the medical equipment is currently being delivered. They just came this morning on a Mindford high-speed plane. He should be fine. I heard that doctor is really talented. Everything will be okay, Princess. And considering Ash is one of my classmates, that isn't an easy thing for me to say. That's true. I understand that something was off with Ash. My mother has calmly come to her own conclusions, so please don't worry about that. More importantly, I heard that Altina and Milliam are missing. And Cedric's speech. Princess? I've decided to leave here and return to the girls' school. Huh? But why, Princess? I was worried about my mother, but she told me to take care of whatever I need to take care of. Now that Cedric's giving this speech, I want to see how things are outside the palace. That's very commendable of you, Princess. It's probably best for you to see the situation for yourself. Indeed, but please have someone escort you. Your safety is imperative. Hehe, please don't worry. I'll have my finest guards accompanying me. At least let's meet at the hotel. I should be there in an hour. Very well, I shall be waiting. Please be careful. And thank you for understanding what Ash is going through. To show our thanks, let us take care of things. Ash's behaviour, the Chancellor and Princess Cedric's speeches, and the imminent war with Calvard. We'll find out who's pulling the strings behind Arabonia and get our peaceful world back. Instructor. Same goes for me, Princess. The Inspectorate won't tolerate this either. And we'll also find whatever it was that dragged your brother into this. You can count on us. Oh, of course. Thank you, everyone. Of course, we already know who dragged Cedric into all this, and his name begins as Gileath. After that, the call was cut off so that Princess Alphen could make her own call. Everyone said their goodbyes to Elise and the others before heading out. Which puts the question, what's the point of heading over to St. Astaria, not St. Ark, what am I on about? And whether I don't know either if the mark is still there. It is still there. I'm assuming the cutscene would play out normally anyway for when it comes to it, because there are people up front in front of the gate, so build a defense force. It's just as Elise said. If Elise and the princess are returning, then they need to prioritize security. That's true. Let's leave it to them. Okay, so that cutscene might be different if you went there first. Well. Anywho, let us head to the cathedral. Actually, this is a good place to save, because we're going to be in cutscene for a little bit. Don't worry, there's a dungeon. There'll be a dungeon we'll get to, that we'll be getting to, but for now, I mean, guys said people wish to speak with us. It'll probably take a while, so we should take care of any unfinished business. Any additional things will end. We will be locked into cutscenes and battles all the way to the final dungeon. That is how it will be. No one's here. How can this cathedral be completely empty?
So, you've arrived at last.
Hello, Rosine. Oh. You're from the Leaves Chapel. Sister Rosine. I'd heard rumours, but... Wait, so what guys and Emma were talking about? I was somewhat expecting you to show up here, but your main objective is different, right?
Yes, it's good to see you all again. Please, come in. They're waiting for you just over there.
And Thomas!
I'm glad you all finally made it.
In a much more better outfit than that fucking cloak he was wearing.
The church has decided this issue now merits the attention of the Congregation for the Sacraments.
Which is why obviously they should be sending in all the Dominions, right? Right? No, unfortunately not.
As such, the Archbishop and all the staff here have been moved to another location.
We had Thomas's help at the very least in this cutscene. You're... I get it now. Huh? You're that former instructor from 4's main campus. Thomas?
Thank you for all your diligence, Rosine. I'd feel much better if you were to stand watch over the front door now, just in case.
Yes, understood. Leave it to me.
What was that all about? Yes, it's pretty shocking to us too.
Let me introduce you. This man is a member of the Gralsritter, a division of the Septian Church. He's the second in command, in fact. Thomas Lysander.
Who decided to have him be second in command? Seriously, this is
He holds the seat of Second Dominion, and is sometimes known by his title, the Partitioner.
Gralsritter? They're an armed knight organization that's run by the church. I'd heard that female terrorist S was once among their ranks. But wait a minute! Guys, does this mean... Are you...
Now allow me to introduce you. This man is one of the Gralsritter's 12 Dominion. The successor to the 8th Dominion. Gaius Warzel.
But why? Is this why we couldn't get a hold of you for the past 6 months?
Yeah, a lot happened all at once.
We now
After
get told as to
graduating
what
from
happened.
Thors, I returned to Nord and began observing the struggle between Erebonia and Calvert. However, I began to feel something dark and sinister carried on the winds of the plateaus. I consulted my father and the chief, and eventually my old teacher, Father Barkhorn, came to visit. You might remember the name. He was the traveling priest we chased after during the Civil War.
If you did that request.
But it turns out, he was also the 8th Dominion of the Gralsritter, with the title the Roaring Lion. He was an extremely skilled knight, who investigated the Salt Pale in Northumbria and trained Brigadier General Bardius. Apparently, he was worried, and came to Nord to check up on me. He explained to me that what I had been sensing was called the Gale of Ruin. I'm not sure why I'm able to sense it. Maybe it's because I'm a descendant of those who fought alongside the Lionheart Emperor.
Valid enough theory, I guess.
I mentioned this to him and he came to a realization. But then it happened. A Calvardian ship that broke past the 7th Armored Division attacked my village. My father was away at the time. I fought back in an attempt to protect my family, but it was no use. Right as I prepared myself for death, my teacher threw his huge body in the way to protect me. And as he lay there dying, he passed his stigma onto me. Across the nearly 1,000-year history of the Gralsritter, its highest-ranking members have each borne one of 12 sacred markings. This was one of those markings.
The Roaring Lion. I've heard that name many times. He saved many people who were affected by the disaster in Northumbria. Yes, among the current Dominion members, he was the most veteran. And after the stigma was passed to Gaius, I took him to the holy city of Italia, where he received knight training, hence his half-year of silence. I see. If that's what was happening, you should have told us. Yeah, we could have helped you. It's okay. Everything happened so quickly. I did everything I had to do. I finished my knight training. Last month, Eustace was finally able to reach me. The power that I received from my master. With it, I will save the Empire, my second home, and as a member of Class 7. Gaius. Sheesh. You've always been so grand and reliable. Thank you, Gaius. Please lend us your strength. Yes, I will give you my all. Saying someone like him puts us under even more pressure. Yeah, the gap isn't just in age or experience. This group suddenly has become awfully formidable. Oh, and if anyone's pondering, I would argue that because of Gaius' voice actor, obviously Barkhorn proceeds to then go and set up a bar called Survive somewhere in, I don't know, Le Mans State, possibly? I don't know. Point being, I want to make a Yakuza reference, or Like a Dragon reference, depending on what you want to call the series at this point. Because when I got told, because I have played Like a Dragon, and I got told, and it's like, Survive Bar has a guy that looks similar to a character, but it can't be them, they died. We saw them die in such a gruesome fashion. No, it is them, and it makes me just go, but how? No, but how? But hey, that's enough about Like a Dragon spoilers. Back to Trails. Not really. We're still training just as much as you guys. We're always doing shite, apparently. I have a ways to go before I reach the heights of my predecessors, and speaking of which...
Grandmother! Stop hiding! Come out already! You're the one who called us here in the first place, aren't you?
I only hid myself so as not to interrupt your discussion.
And Rosilia's here. Ah, you're Emma's grandmother. The elder of the witches. Roselia, was it?
Indeed. But you may simply call me Rose.
Man, I guess there's just no Dawnstones around, otherwise she could be a Rosewood. Anyway.
I had you all gather here for one reason. To explain to you the background between the Hexen clan and the church.
We need our law, you see. I see, so that's how it is. But aren't the witches opposed to the church?
It's not as though we don't believe in Adios. There have been some differences in opinion over the years, but we and the church have worked together on a number of occasions.
For example, during the War of the Lions, or the vampire incident in the Middle Ages. Not to mention the fight against the Dark Dragon 800 years ago.
But all that was just Rose sticking her nose into other people's business.
As she does. Huh? Wait, so you were involved in all that?
Legend has it, Emperor Dreikel's camp was once visited by a good witch. And the novel Red Moon Rose features a vampire hunter affiliated with the church who was, in truth, the true ancestor of the vampires. The woman you now see before you was both of these people, even if she looks a bit different.
How old are you exactly?
800 or so.
By God, I thought it would only be within the confines of Fire Emblem. But, by God, why does everyone want to do that sort of thing? Like, can we come up with better character to design than, this is something that's got to be like several hundred years old. Let's make them look like a child! It's just boring at this point. I'm just saying.
However, you should know that my situation is somewhat unique. All other witches are normal humans. Except, of course, for the fact that they are all descendants of those who once guarded the Septarian of Fire.
By Jove, is that a Septarian we're now getting talked about? Why yes, it's time for us to actually learn of the Septarians of Erebonia. Septarian of Fire is the same as the Aurel of Labelle and the Great Tree of Crossbell. Septarians, the 7 gifts bestowed on humanity by Adios. It's said that they were all lost during the Great Collapse 1,200 years ago. They're the things Ouroboros has been trying to get their hands on all this time. Yeah, now for the main topic. Law time. It's time for the law. Now, where to begin? Grandmother, we don't know anything beyond this. don't leave out any details. Make sure you explain it fully. I second that request. I don't know the details either. Let's see. Roselia, perhaps we should take turns talking. Very well, that will suffice. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but there is a front and back to this empire. The spirit fanes are directly affected by the turbulence of the government and war. And that causes cryptids and powerful monsters from other planes to stir. That explains it then. As the Empire's territory spreads, so will they. Floroma grass and magic knights. Where did they come from in the first place? Well, to begin, Floroma grass is a mana grass from the higher planes. It once served as the eyes and ears of the Septarian of Mirage. Normally it's blue, but after the incidents in Crossbell, it all vanished. That is until after Crossbell became part of the Empire, which point it began reappearing in this new scarlet shade. The implications are rather chilling. Changed colour to match the Infernal Castle, perhaps? There is undoubtedly a connection. As for the Magic Knights, you may have heard before, but they are golems from the Dark Ages. They were created by mages of the Empire to fight against the Divine Knights. During the Civil War, something caused them to star once more, and they now appear in Crossbell via the Spirit Path. No way. That would also explain the increased incidence of cryptids recently. What about the Society? The Phantasmal Blaze Clan, they sought to use Crossbell's false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia. At least that's what I heard. Seriously? So that's their plan. Where did you hear that? Well, last night I heard it from the Chancellor himself. He told me some other intriguing things too, but I feel like he intentionally left out some of the more important details. I see. I heard you talk to him, but it seems all Boris work in Crossbell 2 years ago was to bring about some kind of change in Erebonia. Just so you know, Crossbell's Mirage Septarian was an artificially created fake. It was stronger than the original, but the Society had no interest in it. Well, I to hazard a guess, their goal is to acquire the two treasures that originally existed here. Septarians of Fire and Earth, that once called the land of Erebos home. Septarians of Fire and Earth. Yeah, Erebonia is so special it gets two for the price of one. Lovely. So Lorel had space, Crossbell had Mirage, Erebonia has Fire and Earth. Which would mean at this point in time, we'd only need to mention of wind, water, and time. And based on what I've heard, time might have been involved in Kuro too, potentially. I don't know, but it's based off of the little bits that I have heard over time. So I could be completely wrong. Don't listen to me on that. I haven't even played Revelry yet. Hold on a second. Emma, if the witches are the descendants of the people who guarded Septarian of Fire, yes, then the Black Workshop and gnomes are the same people. Descendants are those who guarded the Septarian of Earth. They're our counterparts. Much like the royal Oslis family of the Bell and the Coyce family in Crossbell. Pardon me. In addition, you may be aware that each Septarian has its own holy beast assigned to watch over it. The Bell had an ancient dragon. Crossbell had the divine wolf. You put respect on Sight's name, damn it. And as it had two Septarians, Erebonia had two holy beasts as well. However, after the Great Collapse, each of them vanished alongside the Septarian they were to oversee. That's the core of the issue. Two Septarians, the two groups of people who worshipped them, and the two holy beasts. Septarians and holy beasts disappear and the people changed their names. Why did Erebonia 1,200 years ago? Allow me to reveal you the truth behind the land of Erebos. The story still relies on a modicum of speculation. Please keep that in mind. So the facts could always change as we learn more, but regardless.
In the beginning, this land housed two of the Septarian. The Arc Rouge, Septarian of Fire and wielder of fierce power. The Lost Zem, Septarian of Earth and bearer of unyielding endurance. Each assumed the form of a colossal guardian and went about granting boons and performing miracles for its people. For a few centuries, the land of Erebonia prospered, but eventually, its people began to vie for power and control. The Septarians had always granted their people's wishes, but now, their peoples each wished for the other's destruction. And so, the two colossi began fighting. Their battle ravaged the earth and split the sky, devastating the entire region. The humans tried to stop them, but it was in vain. The Septarians' fight continued 1,000 days, scorching the land black. When the battle ended at long last, it was a tie. Exhausting their power in one final strike, the two Septarian were blown away, left as nothing but empty shells. Yet the tale did not end there.
Although this does explain the Guardian statues in both Ebonia Island and the Lord Islands.
The power expelled by each Septarian collided and became one, resulting in the creation of an entirely new entity. The Great One, the Septarian of Steel.
See, this is why it's called Cold Steel, not because of the train tracks, but because it's a Septarian of Steel. And it might be a little cold.
It was an existence created from the union of fire and earth. It was beyond anything else in this realm. It was the ultimate source of power. Though things seemed fine at first, the survivors of the war soon realized the eternal conflict within it. They knew this conflict would cause it to grow ever more unstable, and that it was not something that could be handled by mankind.
With the Holy Beast's assistance, the kins of fire and earth joined together to see the Great One sealed away. However, each of their attempts ended in failure. Left with no other options, they resorted to their final plan. The Great One would remain whole in the higher plane, yet its physical incarnation in this world split into numerous shards. It was this final gambit that saw disaster averted.
Indeed. Their combined efforts bore fruit. The Kin of Earth created 7 vessels, while the Kin of Fire split the Great One's power and infused each vessel with a part.
Hence the Divine
7
Knights.
dolls in the form of knights, each bearing the Great One's power. The Divine Knights.
Wardine, Testarossa, Hookers, the Ants. So at the moment, there's only knowledge of 5. There are 2 more. We'll see them later. Or at least we'll see one later. For the 7th one, we'll have to wait till Cold Steel 4. But anyway. Wow. That is beyond fathomable. I was told about this in bits and pieces, but so all that happened 1,200 years ago. That wasn't a fairy tale, right? At the very least, something similar happened. So what happened after that? Yeah, why did Falamar and the other Divine Knights start fighting? This is as far as the story that was passed down goes. So the Kin of Fire became the Hexen clan and the Kin of Earth became the Gnomes. They split the unstable ultimate power into 7, then both sides decided to watch over the reconstruction after the Great Collapse. By the way, many people from each kinship have since abandoned their roles. They joined together, started accepting people from the surrounding area, and created the foundation of what became Erebonia. This is around the same time the Septarian Church was spreading across Erebonia. 300 years passed and the Anor family established the city of Heimdall. That's when the disaster with the Dire Dragon occurred.
900 years ago, Heimdall was a small city of only about 50,000 people. However, it was one of the burgeoning centers of culture for the region. The Septarian Church had finished construction on the Heimdall Cathedral, and there were plans to develop the city even further. But it was then the Dark Dragon appeared, blanketing Heimdall in miasma and transforming it into a city of the dead.
This stuff we actually knew to an extent.
Emperor Astorius chose to lead his people south and made St. Arc the new capital of Erebonia.
In helping Emperor Astorius deal with this crisis, the Hexen clan and gnomes each suffered substantial losses. The Hexen clan lost its elder, and the gnomes their holy beast. And so ended their alliance. The final time they spoke would be a century later. It was when Emperor Hector awakened the Vermilion Knight to reclaim Heimdall from the Dark Dragon. He did so at the urging of the Chief of the Gnomes and the new Elder of the Hexen clan, myself. However, the Emperor fell to the Dark Dragon's miasma, and the Vermilion Knight to its curse. The Emperor's son had the Chief of the Gnomes and myself seal the cursed knight deep below the Imperial Palace. That would be the last act our two clans performed together. I do not know why, but the gnomes cut off contact with our clan and hid themselves away. In the 800 years that followed, whenever war struck Erebonia, a divine knight would enter the stage, demonstrate its might, then vanish. I was certain the gnomes were involved, yet all we could do was guide awakeners on the proper course.
Which indeed included stuff during the War of the Lions.
This unending pattern reached its most fevered peak 250 years ago during the War of the Lions. The false Emperor Orthros unearthed the cursed Vermilion Knight, and a mercenary under Prince Lucius' employ awakened the Palatinate Knight. Prince Drycles found the Ashen Knight, and Leanne the Argent Knight. The four awakened at once, made for a grand war indeed.
So that's how things connect. There are so many parts of this story I want to question, but Sam's grandma was around during the War of the Alliance, a good witch. I've read about them in fairy tales. As the prince's guide, I accompanied the Drycles camp. I remember those days. I used to be quite the beauty. All I mean to say is that the art descriptions of me are not inaccurate. As stated earlier, the Order of the Witches isn't a normal human, so you've been watching over the clan after becoming an immortal being. Yes, however, I only came into existence 800 years ago. My ancestors perished soon afterwards, and I do not have any memories from before that point. So naturally there are things that I still do not know. But there are things that you do know about. Such as how you said the maiden Leanne was the awakener of the Argent Knight, and whether or not she is Erebos' still maiden. And I am opening a can because it is definitely getting warmer. That's true, you could confirm so many things. It is her, of that much I am certain. She was the daughter of a count who met the Wandering Prince and later challenged the Apocalypse, only to lose her life. However, before that happened, it was I who guided Leanne to become the Argent Awakener. But Leanne knew her powers were too great, so she kept them hidden away. It's only during her battle with the Apocalypse that she unleashed her full might. In the end, however, she was fatally injured and passed away after the war. Then, half a year later, I witnessed her revival, along with your ancestor Arcee taking the command of the Eisenritter. Huh. Ah, so that's why. Were you the one who revived me, grandmother? Yeah, that's what I like to know too. After Leanne passed, I thought it strange how her body did not walk. So I took her body back to the village, and half a year later she simply woke up. I assumed she had become an immortal, though I could not say when or how. Leanne realised what was happening to her, so she left Erebonia to walk the earth without even telling her love Drycles. She left the gram to Arcee, her man. I occasionally met with her whenever she came around, but the last time was 20 years ago. That's when she met Erebos' Grandmaster, who brought her into the fold. Thank you for sharing this. There are some things that can't be overlooked. Yeah, we've seen too many incredible things over the last few months. So the boss and Crow were both... As I said earlier, we have no idea what specifically happened. I think the key is the Divine Knight. The Jaeger King was not an Awakener when he was alive. On the other hand, Drycles was an Awakener, but he did not become immortal. He has remained dead. But that's why. Instructor Rean isn't immortal, is he? Why? He's been growing since graduating. Yeah, I may have some weird powers, but I've definitely aged. Is there a common reason? I believe there are only two people who know the truth. The current Chancellor, Gilly of Osborne, and the Chief of the Gnomes, Black Albrecht. It's nice to attach a name to that. So that's the leader of the Black Workshop. Yes, though I do not believe he is an immortal like me, the leadership of the Gnomes is somehow passed down from one to the next, in order for them to achieve their goal of bringing about the Great Twilight. The Great Twilight? This is the first I've heard of it, but is that the fairy tale of the end that Thea was talking about? Yeah, 800 years ago as we were going our separate ways, this is what the chief of the Gnomes told the prince and me. It was as if he was foretelling a future where everything ends. Oh wait, that's too... It's much too similar to the direction the Empire was heading. Huh. Let me add to this. The reason Barkhorn and I were in Erebonia was because we discovered an anomaly. Spirit saints are being destroyed all over the continent. and the source seemed to emanate from the Empire. It was like a ripple effect. The incidents in the Bell and Crossbow, as well as the Civil War in Arebonia, only served to further increase the distortions. They continued to get larger after Crossbow and Northumbria were folded into the Empire. And larger again when the credits and magic knights of Arebonia appeared in Crossbow. On the other hand, Roman grass, which is native to Crossbow, started blooming in the Empire. If the Great Twilight really is about to happen, then all of this seems to be an omen of things to come. Pardon me. And if anyone's wondering, the Great Twilight is basically the world is going to end. Yay! If we don't go and stop it. Who is this Ulwick person? He uses the mask as his agent and the masked man as his agent and hired the Jaeger King who is supposed to be dead. Are there other gnomes out there? The dear rabbit friends may technically count, but besides the masked man, their leader seems to have at least one other acting agent. I cannot say who this person be, but it would seem they are a talented craftsman anyway. Before you jump to conclusions, I'm not speaking of that little brat Schmidt. It would seem the person I speak of possesses a different kind of genius than he does. A talented craftsman. Now, who do we know that fits the bill? That brings some unpleasant ideas in my head. In any event, Albrecht and the Chancellor are probably connected, and it's unlikely to be through the Intelligence Division or his children. With the incidents of last night, things may have already been put in motion. Oh. Why do you say that? Last night we finally decoded the Black Records that we found the other day. Oh, the Black Records are a collection of a particular type of artifact sometimes found in Arebonia. I was actually exchanging information about them with Rean. Really? When did that happen? At the end of Cold Steel 2, guys. You just didn't get to see it because it was Rean only. Right before we graduated, he revealed his true identity to me. He told me not to tell anyone. I hope you don't hold it against me. Instructor, I mean Father Thomas. Sheesh, you probably took advantage of Rean's sense of responsibility, didn't you? You're one to talk, Sarah, but regardless. Haha! Well, I can't deny it. In any event, this is what the updated Black Record said.
When the sacrifice is made and the ancient blood flows, the path to the gral of Erebos shall open.
What this is meaning is that Ash was indeed a sacrifice, and the ancient blood that's flowing is the Emperor's, because it is Arnor blood.
When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of World's End, and its blood fills the gral, the great twilight shall fall upon the land.
Well, this is certainly not good, considering that everything else in the Black Records is true, or has come true, depending on when they were written. But Blade of the End. We'll see if that even is a thing that will exist later. What? That timing is too perfect. It's as if the prophecies were written about a common situation. If the ancient blood is referring to the Emperor, then is the sacrifice referring to Ash? What about the gral and the blade? The gral is probably related to the Septian Church and the tainted holy beast. Father Thomas, could that be? Yes, as was stated earlier, Gaius. There is a sacred place beneath this cathedral, the Primal Ground, a facility that was designed to play a major role after the Great Collapse. 100 years ago, when Heimdall was shrouded in darkness, it retreated beneath here and disappeared. Disappeared? I heard about such a facility in the Bell. Yes, there is one beneath the Grand Cell Cathedral in the Bell too. However, when Heimdall was retaken, the space beneath the cathedral was buried by rock. But what if it didn't disappear and simply transferred somewhere else instead? So it still exists? The Holy Beast mentioned in the prophecy is likely the Holy Beast of Earth. As I said before, it disappeared after the disaster 900 years ago. It is only speculation, but I believe the dark dragon you faced the other day was merely a servant of the true Holy Beast. And yeah, I consider it a designed enemy in terms of just the sign of the way the creature looked. Anyway, wait a minute. Are you saying that the dark dragon wasn't the cause of everything? We wasted our time! Yippee! No, we didn't waste our time, but still. Anyway, though it was indeed a powerful cryptid, it was not something the witches and gnomes could not take care of together. If the Holy Beast gave birth to the dark dragon and is still alive somewhere, where else could it be but the Primal Ground? All the conditions set forth in the prophecy are lining up, then. This has got to be a joke. Regarding this Blade of World's End that defeats the Holy Beast, in other scriptures it's called Originator Zero. I'm speculating that it's a special weapon created by the Black Workshop. What in the world? At the very least, it probably isn't anything that like what the boss uses. Do you think it's made of Semurian ore like the weapons used by Divine Knights? That would seem most likely.
Muse?
Muse made a connection! And I was hoping that people who are watching have made a connection too. Originator 0. Think for a second.
Is something the matter?
Oh?
You realize something?
Right now, we need any straw we can grasp at.
Anything at all could help, no matter how small.
Yes, you're right. That term. Originator 0. Could that be OZ, perhaps?
Oh, this certainly is a thing.
That's what the Black Workshop called Milliam and Altina.
And if we think back to the field to the Times of Soldier training during Chapter 4, we did see what the player saw. The Black Workshop definitely doing something to Altina and being like, conditions are being fulfilled. Meaning, oh dear, maybe we should hurry and stop their plans.
Their model numbers.
It's almost like as if things are about to go completely and horribly wrong.
So you finally made it.
Hello, Vita.
That voice.
Vita! Ah, so the prodigal granddaughter returns.
Misty, Vita.
We get it, Marcus. You're a fan of Aventine.
I heard you had been acting on your own. Nice to see you again, grandmother. Emma, Celine, and Class 7 too. And thank you for mediating, Mr. Lysander.
Oh, don't even mention it. It always breaks my heart to see a family torn apart so.
Vita! Why? You really don't plan on ever coming back, do you?
That's correct. As I said before, my allegiance will forever lie with the Grandmaster.
And yet...
I can't return to you and Grandmother. I can never go back to the way I used to be. Just like the Steel Maiden.
Seriously, who even is this Grandmaster person?
Questions I'm still asking to this day.
I have no clue. But it is clear she is quite taken with them. So do tell, Vita. If you have not decided to return to us, why show yourself now? Has Ouroboros finally decided upon its course of action?
Yes. After our experiments with the 3 ions, the 6 other Anguis came to a unanimous decision. They decided to ignore my warning. They will work with the Chancellor and the Gnomes to bring about the Great Twilight, completing the Phantasmal Blaze
Which means all those battle lines and all that was occurring between Ouroboros and Osborne are now completely nullified, and they'll be alongside each other, which means that's a definite rogues gallery of people that are going to be in our way from stopping the day from being saved. Well, some of the day from not being saved, I mean, but... Oh well.
So that's how it is. The reason Ouroboros was so quiet the past month wasn't because they left Erebonia.
It was to carry out their plan, and determine whether they should work alongside enemies and traitors.
How can that be?
They still have that
If that were the case, it means...
They're all our enemies?
Yep. You're screwed.
Is this?
It's not the cathedral's bell.
Huh? I think I recognize it from Crossbell.
Gee, I wonder where the bell got moved.
You do?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I remember hearing it right before the incidents in Crossbell, when we were still independent.
Ah, for all of a day.
Oh, the one from the museum!
The bell from Stargazer's Tower?
But the sound's coming from a different direction than the museum.
The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. What a fitting name. I wonder how much of this she foresaw.
That is quite enough mumbling to yourself. If you know what is going on, show us!
It'll be a bit tough without Grianos. I'll need your help, Grandmother. Emma, Celine, you too.
Yes! I'm not your slave.
But I'll still do it anyway, Celine. And so, using the trickery that was able to be used back in Cold Steel 1 to show us everything going horribly wrong back then, right before the Civil War happened, it's time to see exactly just how many people we're going to be having to beat up. But also a panning shot to go, yeah, the bell was put over there. Not the smartest of moves, but they, you know, they needed to do something, I guess. We've been on a lot of cutscene. So if they're a constellation run together, they are Jaegers after all at the end of the day, as long as their employers are the same, they can get along. And then next they'd be trying to shoot each other. And our rogues gallery of people that we're going to have to be fighting are here, which sadly includes Miriam and Sharon. That's right, they're traitors. They should get the death penalty in 4. And they also have a knocked out Ortina. Yeah, so one of our objectives is definitely to rescue Ortina, though. PTSD's kicking back in. Joking a little bit, but still.
Now then, let's say we celebrate the continuation of the Phantasmal Blaze plan by ringing in the Great Twilight. I, Enforcer number 0, the Fool, shall play the opening note.
The Imperial Fellow at the 500 Arch point. A very shadowy, purpley beast. By the way, I got that Yu-Gi card wrong during the Dark Dragon thing. It was interdimensional, purpley, thorny dragon. It's like, it's such a random card that I ended up causing a bit of confusion to the person I was talking to this about, where they thought I was talking about like a synchro card, or maybe it was an XE card, because they didn't mention Dark Rebellion. And you know what, Dark Rebellion does fit for the Dark Dragon actually. Which, man, Dark Rebellion XE Dragon, such a good card, in my opinion. Then again, apparently the meta's moved along to something called Snake Eyes. It just shows that I will forever be out of touch when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I don't play the meta. I play Crystal Beasts. I play a Cypher deck. I don't play meta. Just straight up. And so a giant egg has now occurred. And yeah, the Imperial Field kind of seen better days. Not much can be done about it now.
Check that out!
Sure is something. Well, how about that?
So, the beginning of the end, is it?
Huh. Deja vu.
The gral of Erebos. Just as the Black Records foretold.
The crypt where the great power will be reborn.
Rean. Eustace.
Couldn't have guessed this is how my day would turn out when I woke up this morning.
Let us begin. It is time. Chief of the Gnomes and head of the workshop, show me the way, Black Alberic.
outbreak of the Black Demise.
As you wish, my lord.
Behold, that's what our final dungeon is. A giant egg. And of course, some people are just staying on the outside, namely Duvalie's group and a bunch of the Jaegers alongside George and Campanella. So if anyone did try to get in, they'd have to do a lot of fighting to get in, which is not going to be the easiest, that's for sure. Of course, naturally, this means that we do need to now cut back to the cathedral where everyone was watching this occur.
Rufus. Millium.
Was that Allie?
Yes. But why?
Boss, Zeno, and Leo.
Azure Siegfried.
Because guys didn't have anyone else to actually say anything towards.
And that guy in the lab coat, isn't that...
The Blazing Demon and the Fool were there as well.
So that's the maiden.
Why?
And of course, naturally, Alyssa's all upset because Sharon...
We just spoke this morning and...
The connections are to be made!
What's going on?
Lisa.
That man's name was Lumen or something like that, right? His hair looked different.
Franz Lumen, the first disciple of G. Schmidt, and the deceased husband of the Reinford Group's chairman, also known as Franz Reinford.
And so Alyssa's dad is actually chief of the gnomes! How unfortunate for her. Oh, fortunate, actually.
Ah. So he has been lurking in the shadows these past 20 years.
Yes. Perhaps for the sake of working with the Chancellor to engineer this very moment.
Elisa.
Snap out of it! Now's not the time!
Thank you, sir, for being a voice of reason at this moment.
As a bracer, I can't just sit here and let them pull off whatever that Twilight crap is they're planning. How about all of you?
She's right. We can't stop here.
Pardon me.
We gathered together to do whatever we could to help. Our goal remains unchanged.
Yep, true.
Elisa, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, Vita, what will you do now?
Well, I'd like to charge in there alongside the rest of you, mostly out of spite.
There's just fair enough reasoning.
Unfortunately, I suspect things won't be quite that easy.
What do you...
Something's...
There's a turbulent swirl in the mana.
To the surprise of no one at this point, I would argue. Cryptids!
Was that? I believe so. Sir Lysander, Sir Gaius, cryptids and magic knights have appeared all over the city.
Meep. And the game lets you save, because that was a lot of cutscene. No, not the Calvarian Embassy. No, that multiple arc bit. Of course, naturally, the Magic Knight starts to go towards the hotel, where a bunch of NPCs are in that we kind of want to not have die horribly.
Mother! Grandfather!
Well, like that was gonna happen. Yes, Bosin has a crossbow.
It appears your suspicion was proven correct, Miss Clotilde.
Thomas utilizing his power to stop the Magic Knight in its tracks.
The Partitioner's power.
A useful trick indeed. I shall assist with the rest.
Rosalia and Rosine doing a combo maneuver that
our
I will
grandmother
just
for you.
attribute to, okay,
Good
what
job,
sort
Rosine.
of move did we see Sigvard do in Kingdom Hearts 2?
Emma, help me! Of course!
And naturally the witches get up to murdering the cryptid. Nice to see all this happening in cutscene form. Mind
Incredible.
Rosine, but oh well.
This is what the Hexen clan and the Gralsritter are capable of?
Oh, they're capable of so much more.
Rean! Everyone!
Of course, Alphen did get here, so...
It's Elise and Princess Alphen!
Yes, we can tell that. Thank you,
Stay
Musa.
back!
Oh no! More of them spawn!
Watch out!
Your Highness! Run! I can't leave you here!
We won't make it in time.
Oh no, they're going to die!
Ill-mannered brutes! How dare you threaten these ladies!
Patrick X Machina occurs. Ah, okay, I'm joking around a little bit, but Patrick! Nice timing.
Patrick! The son of the High Arms family?
Excellent save.
Thank the goddess! Let's finish them! Indeed!
One battle off screen later.
Rean! Oh, I'm so glad you're all right.
You too, Elise. Thank you, Patrick. You really saved the day there.
Yeah.
I simply happened to be in the right place at the right time. But what in Adios' name is going on?
Does all this have something to do with that bell we heard?
Yep.
In truth.
The others were filled in about the situation.
Cedric, why?
Seems like all of Heimdall is like this.
The Railway Military Police and the 4th Armored Division have begun to move, but...
Damn.
We need to keep Her Highness and the others safe.
Don't worry, I'll take care of that. I can create a barrier around the girls' school. That way, they should be safe from things like magic knights and cryptids.
Really?
That'd be a huge help.
Vita!
My. We were counting on you, but...
I suppose we have no other options.
Patrick, please, take care of them.
After Vita, you'll be the next most skilled combatant guarding them.
That is such a downgrade in terms of power. Vita! Oh no, she just got knocked the fuck out. Who's next? Patrick. I like to more. Just reach up as high as you can towards the ceiling. That would sum up quite.
I shan't let so much as a hair on their heads come to harm. Please be careful yourselves.
I never would have thought something like this would happen. All of you, keep your wits about you.
Yes, you as well.
I promise I'll come back safely. After all, I still need to find out the truth. And exactly how much you know about Sharon and the Black Workshop.
Oh.
Elisa.
My agreement with Sharon was always meant to end the moment he reappeared. The man she fought 10 years ago. The one who vanished into the flames he left behind. Now that our agreement has come to an end, there's nothing left to tie her down. I'm sure she can return to her former job without a care in her mind.
Mother.
There are better ways to put it. Schmidt, how much did you know?
Nothing more than a suspicion. When I found his notes on the Panzer Soldats, I knew he intended to present them to me as a graduation thesis. Apparently, however, he's become consumed with some ridiculous delusion. So I will see this through to the end. I plan to find out what he intends to do with my third disciple.
So you already knew about George?
Yes. I approached him knowing he was from the same place as Franz. The Black Workshop. Headquarters of the Gnomes. Hidden away somewhere in Erebonia.
If you're not convinced, then the only thing to do is go hear it for yourself. Sharon's true feelings, and the truth about that man.
Of course that's what I'm going to do.
Rean, Muse, Yuna, and Kurt, please be careful.
We will. You stay safe too.
Elise, Your Highness, may Adios protect you.
We'll come back, I promise.
I believe in you, Rean, and everyone else from Class 7. Please, stop Cedric and the others.
We'll try.
As you wish.
I swear it on my honor as a noble, and even more, as a member of Class 7.
We shall put a stop to that bell and its grim tolling.
Vita, please take care of things here.
Of course. Once this is all done, let's have a talk. Just the two of us. Consider it my way of apologizing for avoiding you for so long.
I'd like that, but I won't hold my breath.
Oh my.
You reap what you sow, Vita. Oh well, it seems Emma has matured enough that she can see right through her secretive sister's lies.
Oh, you're one to talk, Grandmother.
Wow. So this is what the second Anguis can do.
Yeah, more. She can do more than that. We already know that. But, oh well. And again, she was able to do more with Grinios, but...
Very well. We are now ready to depart.
Indeed. Let's be off. Rosine, please take care of things here.
Yes, I'll try to get in contact with Sir Hemisphere somehow. Rean, Gaius, everyone.
And that's the most we'll get out of a reference to Wazzy.
You too. Thank
Sadly.
you.
It'd be lovely to have him here. Maybe Kevin as well. Or maybe some of the ones that haven't been named yet.
No.
Oh, my bad, I skipped the sentence there. Kurt was saying no to the Gral of Erebos. Trials are still free. It's coming towards its close. Of course, we need to get to the dungeon, which might end up being the next part, actually. Just thinking it through. Because it's gonna take us time. The cutscenes and all that, it's gonna take time. Package. Meanwhile, out on the streets, various cryptids and magic knights are doing the whole attacking anything and anyone that happens to be nearby.
Everyone, this way! Let me know if anyone's injured.
At least other people that happen to have been about are here.
This kind of stuff is what gets you the big-time awards. No way I'm gonna let my chance get away.
Here, Hugo. You didn't have a hand in all this, did you?
Of course not, is what I'd like to say.
You've been working with Osborne.
But I can't deny this is the sort of crisis they would engineer.
What's that supposed to mean?
Halt, fiend!
good news!
The 4th Armored Division!
Nightheart's now being back as Lieutenant Colonel. And Alan, doing a good job. You wouldn't have solved it. And it made sense that Craig the Red would be in a Goliath.
The Central Boulevard is now secure. However, it seems the threat is still spreading across all districts.
We received a report that something's happened to the Corel Imperial Villa.
All units, break into 3 regiments. We'll each move to different parts of the city. Nightheart, contact both Thor's campuses.
Understood. Warrant Officer Allen, you... Huh? What was that?
Oh boy!
What in Adios' name? Those look just like the thing that showed up in the old schoolhouse.
And 3 of them from good measure.
Out of the way!
Well, while they're busy dealing with those, which, by the way, he'd be like, what, level 70? They'll be able to deal with them. I'm eating gummy bears. Meanwhile, in Fester Street...
Oh no!
Look out!
A Magic Knight and a Cryptid are about to murder some children.
Matthew!
Run away, you two!
Quit trying to show off, idiot. It's you guys! The Bracer Lady, too! Everyone okay?
Leave it to us.
However, another Cryptid and Magic Knight are appearing on the other side.
We
Much
must
to my
rid
chagrin.
ourselves of this trash at once.
I'll partition us off to limit the damage. No need to hold back, ladies and gentlemen.
You have our thanks.
Oh.
We'll have this place cleared out in an instant. Class 7, old and new, prepare for combat.
Yeah!
Thankfully, the game will give us a moment to actually sort out our team. Let's see. Is there anything I can swap off of Kurt onto the... I can, but you know what? Having them both being able to avoid things is kind of nice. Right, I'm swapping them out for the moment. Tactically... Oh, this is a mess. Alright, this will do. This will have to do.
What a passionate foe.
They're getting a quit! No! Oh yeah, by the way, for the record, Gold Dragon, one of the worst orders ever! 5 PP! 5 PP to do what Angelica was doing in terms of the insight, and to have what Ash was doing with the critical. Like, why? Falcon! Oh, but we do have a sledgehammer at the wedding. I really am annoyed. They did get rid of our only way of having, so, but yeah, so you to add a Magic cell sign, you know, just together. Why not, you know? Oh, pardon me. I didn't see that's the best way I got that drink.
Weak.
It's my turn.
Yeah, pardon me. There was a chance of getting spittification.
Helix strike! It's down!
This works better.
It's mine! Yes!
We're breaking the USATA, that's for sure.
This'll get a bit spicy. Fire!
My turn. Strike! It's down.
Keep it up! Got it.
I don't have the BP to keep them infinitely broken. Fuck!
Ready? Huh? Ha! You're done. Now!
Because, to be fair, we do have that factor with this team up. That is a thing. Anyway, spirit protection.
Spirit unification!
It's my turn!
Roar! Healing strike! Now!
It's mine!
Let's go!
Ah, now we can light speed flash.
Scatter your foes! Light speed flash!
Let's go!
However, I am blade dancing so that it does not snap the health.
Very well.
Strike!
There!
Keep it up! Yes! Azure wings, shoot! Now's our chance!
Too slow!
Really?
My turn. Ready? Huh? Ha! You're done. Now!
An opening!
Let's go!
Arcane Gale!
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go!
Strike!
Yes!
If I stop.
I'll leave it to you. Leave it to me! Time barrier! Break!
Oh, yeah, just leave control on. That's what I know.
My turn. Ready? Huh? Ha! You're done. It's down.
An opening! Let's go! Roar! Healing strike!
Let's go!
Strike!
But everyone dodges! Yay! That was not close enough.
Now!
Come on.
An opening! I'm up!
Wait, that wasn't enough to consider that a finishing blow, really? Oh. Right, that's that side done. Some level ups occur, that's always nice to get. Meanwhile, this side is just gonna pan. Right, we'll be on this menu. We can't actually save, but I am in need of the toilet rather desperately. So I will be back to do that fight in a minute. change it. Right. And we are back. My apologies for the period of time where I was indisposed by needing the toilet. Right, okay. Now's a good time to really go through our quarters here. Just double check that this is exactly what we want. Use the attack. Attack 3. Does Laura have attack 3? Yes, she does. Okay. Right, that means Eustace gets it. Then, ooh, and a strike 3 for that matter. Just up his, there it is. Strike 3. Just up his crit chance. Other than that, Sophia grants Cervic Wings, and I need to put the quartz on there. Who's got Sophia? Ah, Muse. Fair enough. I think Elliot's the kind of thing that I'd swap into. So we'll do that.
Give it your all!
Gaius will now be allowed to use his aircraft, Howling Heavens.
Very well.
Now, if I have any way, which I don't, to gain that break for myself.
Divine Shield, protect us!
That would be incredibly useful.
Leave it to me. Light! Shine over us all!
I won't let you!
I'll handle this.
Second one, Radical Design, the ones that do break damage. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna S-craft. Let's show off Gaius's S-craft.
This is the power of the soaring phoenix. Golden seal etched deep in my soul. But the goddess's fury in my spear! Ha! Howling Heavens!
Let's go! Right!
Very well.
Let's go!
Now!
It's mine! Yes! You won't get away! Molten Storm! Now's our chance!
There!
I'll handle this. Right! Now!
There!
Leave it to me.
Now we could Radical Design.
Let's go!
Leave it to me.
On your knees!
An opening!
It's mine!
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, I've got Zero. Which means we can still out Chronopass. I just pondered, does that mean I'd have 2 turns for anyone that I switched in? We're not going to try that out, because I don't actually know.
You won't get away! Molten Storm! Now's our chance!
Sadly, all our good breakers are not really here. I think maybe we'd better find her.
Burn, valiant heart!
Yes!
Oh, right, yeah. Impeding needs to occur. Can we hit both? No. Damn.
Go up in flames?
Oh.
Fire! Now's our chance!
There! Let's go! Ha! Thunder Bang! It's down! Everyone, lend me your strength!
Leave it to me!
Leave it to me!
There we go.
Let's go! Break! It's off balance!
There!
Yes!
Let's look in
Sorry.
Leave it to me! Barrier of time!
Obviously, Burst Strike does nothing for uses, but...
Break!
Does mean we get more times for Gaius.
Leave it to me!
Which is what we want.
Let's go! Now! Take this! Let's go! Roaring winds! Sweep them away! Now!
An opening!
There we go, that's the Magic Knight beaten. Bested. Beaten. Those are the right words. Not beatens.
I'll handle this.
Whatever I'm saying. What? We should just have to
Ashen
do this.
Cleaver! It's off balance!
There!
Level ups. Exhaustion kicks in.
Those things were no joke.
But with that, we should be safe.
Targets eliminated.
Are you guys okay?
You're not hurt, are you? Whoa! That was so cool! You beat those things up super hard! I was so scared!
What are you looking at, Rean Schwarzer? He's actually super cool.
Huh? I didn't quite catch that.
I didn't say anything.
Well, anyway, I'm glad you're all okay.
Kai!
A bunch of NPCs. Oh yeah,
Martha, Fred.
Oh yeah,
Oscar,
Oscar's
everyone.
Oh, you saved them.
Stuff.
Thank you all. And as for you three, you had us worried sick.
I'm sorry, Mama.
It seems like it turned out okay.
Nia, Matthew.
Everyone's taking refuge at the inn. You should come too.
Guys! Looks like you're all done too.
As soon as we confirm everyone's safe, we need to keep moving.
Oh, never mind. More enemies. Too many enemies, for that matter.
Even more? Why are there so many?
My. This will prove troublesome.
They keep reappearing.
We can't just leave them here.
Some of us should break off and head to the palace.
No need.
Alright, who's that? That's making sure that Class 7 can all head off to where they need to go to.
Sounded like a Panzerfaust, a rifle, and a pistol.
Up there!
Yeah, pardon me. And also, why? It's Ashley and Jingo!
There's so many of the bastards. They just
And
keep
Cerberus
coming.
is just barking
What should
at
we
them.
do, Mama?
Ha! This is nothing compared to that crap with Vald.
If you want to understand what the fuck Wald was up to that one time, play a Shore. Why are you even playing Coastal 3 if you haven't played a Shore?
Just break them one by one and drive them back. Josette, you help too.
And Josette thinks a pistol will do the trick.
Yeah. I can tell you two are related. You're both completely insane. Leave this to us. You all go on ahead.
Then again, with our party full of a load of swords and not exactly the most viable strats ever with spears and other objects.
It's Jingo and them.
Josette, too! Thank
And
you!
Them. I always knew Ashley was called them.
Let's get everyone out of here right away. Bennett, Philly, help me.
Yeah, of course.
Phyllis definitely just tears VA, just saying things.
It would seem the situation is under control
That's
here.
why I was just a
Let us
character
move
that
on.
no one will remember.
I don't know what's going on, but good luck.
May Adios be with you!
Thank you!
Let's go!
With that all sorted out, before leaving Professor Street one more time, it's a phone call, goes Tower.
Rean, I'm so glad I was finally able to get a hold of you.
Toa, how are things on your end?
The Imperial Defense Force left just now. Is Heimdall really under attack? What's going on there?
I'll explain, so please try to stay calm. Long story short, the Corel Imperial Villa...
Meanwhile, at the race course,
Monsters!
firemen! And of course Celestine, with his fists and various kits, is more than a rocket launcher will ever deal damage-wise.
We've lost communication with Valflame Palace. It seems the Chancellor, the Crown Prince, and the Governor General are all out.
Chancellor Osborne, you really are.
Lord High Arms, it's Patrick! He's confirmed Her Highness the Princess is safe. However, Marquis Ragnar is still missing. He was last seen heading east.
I see. Everything is turning out just as she predicted. We should begin preparations for our next move.
Ferris is a bit out of
Brigadier General, the die has been cast. Put the plan in motion and protect as many of the citizens as possible.
Understood.
Great news! Since Marquis High Arms has a direct line to Wallace, this is amazing timing, meaning Wallace is able to help out. Yay!
Guess we'll just need to wait for the main players to show up. Begin operation! This will be the Viceland Army's first battle!
Ooh,
we'll enter from the west gate and take down every cryptid and magic knight on the way to
We'll learn
Heimdall
more
Station.
about that in Cold Steel 4.
We'll have company, so let's show them what we're made of!
Yes, Commander!
But it seems there are certainly other plans set in motion that aren't all entirely to do with government. Meanwhile, at the field exercise camp, pardon me.
So Shirley and the Red Constellation are there.
George, I was afraid of this.
Claire, too. What is she thinking?
This is Irving.
The Ark Royale has moved.
Heimdall Station? Are they headed for the villa?
Doesn't that train belong to the main campus?
You mean that red armored train?
It would appear the time has come to settle our rivalry with the main campus.
Aurelia has entered into her soldat.
I'll be heading off on my own now. All of you should hurry to the villa to help Schwarzer's group.
Please, wait!
Where are you off to?
I have some personal business to take care of. Don't worry. I'll still fulfill my duty as principal of the branch campus. I'll even take down a few of those monsters while I'm at it. All my young horned lions, may luck be on your side. Fight well!
And off she goes.
Personal business, she says.
Anyway, we need to hurry to the villa.
Seems like the Chancellor is the one behind all this. What are you gonna do?
I shouldn't even need to say it. I will take action as an instructor of the branch campus.
Good on Michael. Anyway. We get to save due to all of the stuff that we've been up to. Good. Do save it. Because we'll be in cutscene for a bit more and then we'll be in the gral. The final dungeon. And I'll say more about that when we're actually in there. Naturally, the Crypt of Demise, the gral of Erebos.
So that's the gral of Erebos.
The Corel Imperial Villa is completely gone.
Yes, it's just like the Infernal Castle.
And standing in front of us
Red Constellation's got a whole battalion here.
whole lot of Red Constellation. And the main campus
The Arc Royale. And...
meaning the main campus is solely on Cedric's side.
Ada and
meaning
Fritz.
they're there to stop us.
So the main campus is on their side.
You've arrived even earlier than I thought you would. I expected to see Abyss there with you, but it seems you have a spectacular lineup even without her.
Class 7. I knew you'd come.
Hey, Combat Shell!
George.
Why? One of the gnomes, and Ouroboros is full.
Your struggle is pointless.
This is all our Lord's will.
Please don't think ill of us.
I think ill of all of you. For wanting to end the ride.
They've poured every resource at their disposal into guarding this place.
It's never been an uphill struggle
Well,
before.
boss's orders. You know how it is.
If you wish to get past us, you had better be prepared. I will do all I can to serve Miss Orlando.
Sino, Leo.
So the two biggest Jaeger corps are working together.
And yet we only see two
By
members
His
of Zephyr.
Highness's will!
Other than, of course, Woodger, who's in there, but still.
Instructor Rean, Class 7. We will stop you here.
What's wrong with them? There's no way this is okay!
Good or bad, they're still Erebonians.
It's difficult for them to defy the Chancellor or the Crown Prince.
Rose, Instructor Thomas, is there a way to get past that barrier?
It will be extremely difficult, even with the help of your Divine Knight. But if I were to combine my spells with this twerp's partitions...
We may be able to manage it.
Grandmother!
So you're going to open a path for us then?
It seems that's our best bet.
I will leave the rest to you, young ones. Emma, Celine, see to the teleportation spell.
Yes, got it.
Are they seriously gonna fight us?
If this lineup didn't scare them off, they got some serious balls.
Well, it'd be stupid
They're
to give up now.
No way!
And
They
along
aren't just
comes
going to
Branch
give up.
Campus, here to also be here. It's nice that there was a track that was just slightly shorter. Oh, pardon me. And on a motorbike, it is Agate with Tio in tow.
Guess we got here in time.
Just barely.
Tio talked, you made it!
Yes, I hitched a ride.
Agate! Where's Shira and the others?
We were in a pretty rough spot, but she chewed me out and sent me ahead. Asked me what the hell I'm good for if I'm not by your side at a time like this.
Good on Shower.
Agate and Tita.
Sitting in a tree.
Kissing.
Shut the hell up!
I'm gonna come up with more
Well,
creative
now
ways to
that
do
we've
that during
gone
Cold
and
Steel
shattered
4,
all the
don't
tension.
worry.
All
Now,
the
thank you,
players
sir,
have
for pointing
taken the
that out.
stage.
Let us begin.
The two of us will take on the members of Ouroboros.
What nonsense!
No, the Second Dominion will be more than sufficient as an opponent.
Not to mention the Crimson Witch. We should assume she's as strong as the Second Anguis, if not more so.
Alrighty then, we'll take care of Heavy Blade.
I am curious to see the power of the ZCF's latest armament.
We shall engage the young master, the daughter of the Foundation, and the RMP Major.
Then I'll take...
Thor's branch campus. Alongside our allies, we'll begin our operation to secure the gral of Erebos.
Yes, ma'am!
Thor's Military Academy's main campus. We move as well.
They have no
We
instructor
will
to
now
tell them
begin
what
our
to do.
interception of the branch campus.
Yeah!
And so, while they fight out here, doing what they can, naturally. Absolute zero! That tells you that. Still.
Why, George? Since when were you a part of the Black Workshop? And where's Angie?
From the beginning.
It was always a gnome, you see.
Way before I was even the professor's apprentice.
Which
I
means
was born
G
into the gnomes.
because George
And
knows.
Angie. She's dead.
That's a lie!
So first of all, no, Angie, she got killed off
Left
screen.
wing,
No.
pull back! You're overextending! I know Angie, Crow, and
George
you
knows.
better than
Terrible
anyone!
name. Now that we,
You've got
when
her
you think
locked
about
up
it.
somewhere in your headquarters, don't you? There's no way someone like you, someone who helped Crow, would let Angie die!
If you know me so well, then I'm sure you're expecting this, right?
Do it!
Not today!
Thank you, Mike. You listen to my instructions.
Rean! Everyone! Now's your chance!
Everyone synced up. We're ready to move now.
A small hole in the barrier has been created, thanks to Thomas.
Why the rush?
Prepare yourselves!
That's our line. Back down!
We won't let you pass!
Now!
Go, children of Class 7!
Wings, take us there!
And they're gone now.
Now we leave the rest to them.
I'm certain they'll find a way to stop this somehow.
Uh-oh. You really done it this time.
We'll make you pay for that.
Sure you will. Well, while Thomas and Rosilia fight Duvalie and Campanella and the others, meanwhile, inside the Grawl, Class 7 teleported.
So this is...
Inside that huge black egg.
The egg looked a lot more whiter to me, but nah, whatever. Maybe that's just how it looked to my stupid eyes. Welcome to the Grawl of Erebos. The top player, specifically. That's right, this shit's layered.
I've never felt power like this before.
Yes. It's far beyond that of the Infernal Castle.
Pretty big, too. Could be a 500 arch drop?
Yes, based on the echoes, I would guess that's about right.
Let's go.
I'm certain they're waiting for us.
I believe you're right.
Ouroboros' Anguis and Enforcers, as well as their allies, the Gnomes.
The Iron Bloods.
Unfortunately.
But we need to go anyway.
Yeah, we can't stop no matter who's waiting for us.
We must press on together, as Class 7!
Yes, so we can live our lives in peace and stop them from ending the world.
Elisa!
That's right!
We won't allow them to succeed, no matter what.
Looks like you're all revved up and raring to go. It's a shame we couldn't get everyone in here, but we'll just have to figure things out as we go.
That's right. What awaits us here is our ultimate battle, but there's no need to be afraid. We've all trained for over 2 years, each of us honing our skills. Together, there's nothing the United Class 7 can't overcome.
Missing Altina, missing Milliam, missing...
We will halt the Great Twilight! We will rescue Altina! And on behalf of everyone out there who sent us off, we will all return alive, no matter what!
Rean setting up the death flag of... Are we all going to live? And party organisation. We can swap out the attack members using the camp menu at any time. If we need to, we can switch characters into or out of our reserves. This is just how it's going to be. And thanks to Summer's analysis, Bucko 1 has been updated.
Let's begin.
Meaning, we can go into our notebook, over to our notebooks. Black Records! Black Record 1 has now been sorted out. Sadly, we don't have any, so we can actually read this one if we really wanted to. Which is useful. Thank you, Thomas, and all that. This is the time where you save. It's just a guaranteed, you're now in a sensible spot, bunch of character notes get added, blah 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 blah. Welcome to the Grawl! And of course, we can utilize this orb and transmutation to do all of our trading, sort our EX orbs if we need to, purchase anything else that we want to purchase from within here, which if it's better equipment for the others, then hey, you know, it might be worth doing so, you know. Of course, if you really want the master quarters that you haven't bought, then now's a good time to do so. Also, just any of these quarters as well. Mirror is not the end or be all, and you can actually see where we gotta go, actually, on the map right now. We gotta go down. Though, I am going to preface this with a next time! Yeah, that's why I'm an arsehole. It's not because I don't want to do it, I do want to do this. I like this dungeon, I like the design of it, don't get me wrong. However, it's getting too warm in here. It just is. I'm going to die of the heat if I don't stop at this point. Hopefully I'm up at a nice early time in the morning that will allow me to do this without feeling like I'm going to melt.
Now...
So that means next time will indeed be the final part of Trails of Cold Steel 3. I'll do all of the whole, I've enjoyed playing the game again and all that thing when we get towards to the final boss fight, so don't worry about that. But for now, obviously, if you're on Twitch and you do like watching these live, then hopefully Twitch will send notifications to you if you're followed. If you're on YouTube, however, then you can do a lot more stuff, commenting for starters. What are your thoughts of the group? Don't spoil things for people who haven't played the game, but what are your thoughts of this dungeon? Do you think it's a good one? Do you think it's a bad one? Do you like what they did for the ending? Without spoiling, of course. Just say, yeah, I like the ending, or oh, I hate the ending, it's the worst thing ever. Why did they have to do that? You know? Anyways, until next time, I'll see you all. Bye-bye.